Good morning. Amongst the poskim, there's a disagreement, there's the conversation. If the meals during Chanuka, if there is a mitzvah to have meals during Chanuka, such as on Shabbat, Yom Tov, or as we've discussed yesterday, Purim, is it different than Purim in that aspect, or is it the same? So there's a machloket. There are those that say that every meal that we do during Chanuka, and we're able to add in ala nisim, it's another mitzvah. And others say no. Al-Halacha L'Ma says as follows: if we are able to turn that seudah, that meal, into a seudat mitzvah, and by how so doing, we sing songs which bring us closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, praising HaKadosh Baruch Hu, obviously the greatest, adding divrei Torah, maybe even recounting personal miracles, global Jewish miracles that have happened recently. All of that will automatically turn the seudah, the meal, into a seudat mitzvah, and then it is advisable to do as many seudot during during Chanukah as possible. So therefore, that's a very easy way to turn the meal into a seudat mitzvah. Now, there is a minhag to have dairy during Chanukah. So the reason for this being, as we all know the famous story, Yehudit, the daughter of Matityahu ben Kohen Gadol, she was very beautiful, and the Greeks brought her to their leader, and the leader, Lo Alenu, was supposed to do something horrible to her, obviously, and what she did was she fed him a lot of cheese. Now, what was the point of doing that? A person drinks a lot of cheese, eats a lot of cheese, then they become very thirsty. So what did she feed him, give him to drink after? Not water, but wine. And then he passed out completely, and then she severed his head off of his shoulders, to say it in the nicest way possible. And because of that stirred up and began that war, and that was the beginning of the finishing of the war and the miracle. When they saw, like anybody, when they see their leader that is already beaten, so everyone loses their strength and their courage. So therefore, we understand and we see how similar to Purim, how women are very, very involved in the miracle, as we saw Esther by Purim, as we see Yehudit by Hanukkah, and that's why the obligations on Purim as well as Hanukkah are equal for men and women. Women also have an obligation to light the Hanukkah candle. Now, we'll get into that. That's if she's living alone. If she's living together with the family, then the husband does it on her behalf. However, it's the same as men. We have an equal obligation to light Shabbat candles, but as long as we're home with our wives light it for us. Nevertheless, women and men have equal obligations by Purim and Chanukah, and therefore, since our minhag, it's a global Jewish minhag to have dairy products during Chanukah for the remembrance of this miracle, is a proper minhag, and it should be observed as much as possible. Obviously, not compromising to have milk and meat during the same meal, obviously.
What about drinking wine?
Drink is very good. That's a very good question. When I was learning this, it's not brought down anywhere specific that on Chanukah it's a minhag to drink wine. However, like any seudat mitzvah, like on Shabbat and on Yom Tov, to have wine, it definitely would apply to here, especially if we want to connect it also to Purim, however you want to connect it. So definitely there's no inyan to get drunk, obviously, but to have wine, of course, it's zecher lanes as well. Chazaku Baruch. Tonight Mincha Arvit is going to be at 5:10 p.m.